Hey everybody, it's Mike. We're going to go over the Dewalt 20 volt angle grinder with you today. This is model number DCG413, and I've owned this for about 3 years now. I picked it up as a way to make myself a little bit more portable when I'm out and about or on the farm. I've got a corded model that I've used for years, and I still use that one quite a bit as well. But like I said, this is more of a portability thing for me. This is something definitely that you're going to want to use at least a 5 amp hour battery on, if not a 6. On like a 2 amp hour battery, you're going to get maybe 4 minutes of runtime before you've got that battery drained. On something like a 5 or 6 amp hour battery, you're probably looking at between 10 and 15 minutes still, which is not great, but it's still, a lot of times you take a battery tube out with you, especially if you don't have access to power somewhere. A 5 or 6 amp hour battery is going to get you at least probably through your project. And if it doesn't, like I said, you got an hour of grinding or cutting to do, you know where you need to go. You need to get that corded one out and get it going because you're going to be running through batteries quite a bit. All of Dewalt's lineups, the XR is a brushless model. This handle can be taken off, and you can switch this from side to side depending on what your preference is. If you push this little tab right here, it'll adjust your dust shield so you can direct the spark where you need them to go. And what's important to know, you've actually got 2 different arbor sizes when you're talking about an angle grinder. The threaded part itself is the 5/8, whereas this color right here has that neck on it. If you're using anything that's like a cutoff wheel that doesn't have threads on it, that's going to go over that collar on that plate there, and that's your 7/8 arbor. Any of your other tools that have the thread on piece, like this wire wheel here, is going to thread on. That's a 5/8 arbor. So if you're threading that on, you push in that locking tab, and that's going to lock your arbor so that you can get that securely on there. If you're using something like a cutoff wheel, and you get that on there, you've got your collar, here, and that'll thread right on. And that little neck on the back side of that cutting wheel will lock that in and get that centered so it doesn't wobble while you're using your tool. Now the angle grinder is one of the many tools DeWalt has nowadays. It doesn't actually come with a light. It's got the safety on the trigger as well, prevent you from accidentally pressing your trigger down. This is something that I find myself grabbing a lot of times. I don't want to mess with the cord here in the shop and I got a quick project I need to knock out, or I know it's going to be a quick job out in the field. I'll grab this. Extremely convenient tool to have, but it's not always the right tool for the job. It really depends on how long and tedious that job is going to be. But overall, the last few years of owning this, I've been extremely happy with this DeWalt angle grinder, and it's got hours and hours of use on it since I've had it.